All right, everyone, welcome to Mobility and Flexibility. This is our Wednesday 10 a.m. class. So glad you're here. So anyways, this is our low intensity stretching class. We'll hit it off. We'll start on the chair. We'll do some stand-up stretches. Then we'll finish on the floor a little bit more relaxed. And as always, if you guys have a body part that you guys want to focus on a little bit more, just let me know. There's days sometimes where we just focus on our back or our shoulders. But this being the first session, I do want to kind of just go through everything, even from our face down to our toes. So, all right, very good. So our first one, we haven't done this one in a while, but it's going to be our jaw stretch. So it's going to kind of define, work out our muscles around our jawline. So for this one, we want to open our mouth real wide as you're looking into the camera, and then keep that mouth open, but turn your head upwards. And once that head is completely up, that's where I want you to shut your jaw, bring your chin towards your nose, and you should feel a nice stretch on your neck, on your throat area. So we're gonna do 12 repetitions of those, okay? And this one should take you about 5 seconds each movement, okay? So feels and looks kind of funny, but again, you'll feel it here. So again, open wide. And it helps to kind of imagining bringing your chin towards your nose, because then you'll feel it a little bit more. If I just tell you to close your mouth as you're looking up, you might not feel that stretch a little bit more. So if you emphasize that muscle to brain connectivity, you might feel it a little bit more. You guys continue doing that. Yeah, so the more research and, just kind of skimming through YouTube that I see of people with better results are usually the folks that try to make that brain to muscle connection as you're doing the movement. And when you really focus on that body part, actually doing what it's supposed to do, and instead of just doing a lift without paying attention and listening to music or watching a YouTube video and not really paying attention to what you're doing. People that have that brain to muscle connectivity tend to see better results. So, all right, once you've done 12, you're good. Okay. All right, the next ones might seem a little silly if you're new to my class, but again, if you've been with me, they might seem normal. So, all right, next one, we're just gonna go ahead and just lightly palpate or softly touch from your earlobes down to the edge of your lips. And again, this is just a way to, when I say palpate, it's usually a light massage, a soft touch, and that's gonna promote blood flow to the area that you're palpating. So this area, unless you box at a gym and there's a lot of facial contact, you're not making a lot of palpation movements here. So unless you get one of those face masks for therapy. Now let's go from the edge of our eyes to the edge of our lips. So again, this is very soft. We don't want to shove our fingers into our skin either, because that will, make your muscles a little bit sore, maybe even damage them. So just lightly, like our beauty salon session of the class right here. All right. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and you guys have seen hamsters keep their food on their cheeks. So now we're gonna kind of imitate them with air. So just fill up your cheeks with air and just kind of switch that air from one cheek to the next. And after a while, you might think this is silly, but after a while, you might actually see or feel that it gets really rough and tense. And then also try to bring that bubble of air to your upper lip and lower lip too. So there's stretching going on around your mouth. So again, so just go back and forth. If you get tired, release that air, breathe for a little bit and continue. So we'll do this for about 30 seconds. Good morning, Maureen. Make sure you have a lot of air too. So if you feel like you're not feeling much, then you probably don't have enough air, because after about 10 or 15 seconds, my face starts to get a little sore. And it's okay if some air escapes, okay? So, all right, awesome. Okay, next, last one that we're gonna do for this one is gonna be inhaling through your nose. Make a small windpipe through your lips, little hole. So inhale for about 3 to 5 seconds through your nose, and then exhale all the air in your lungs through that little windpipe. That should be about 8 seconds. So you should feel pretty gassed after this one. Okay, so. And when you're completely, everything's out, your core should be tightening up, okay? So you should feel those abs at the end. You start feeling lightheaded, then just stop and get some regular breaths. Whew. All right, let's do 2 more. Last one. Whew. Awesome. All right, very good. Hopefully that feels a little better. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and transition down towards our neck, okay? So this one, there's several stretches for that too. So again, if you guys, I've had issues with my neck more uncommon than other muscle parts or other muscle groups recently. So if you guys want a little bit more attention to the neck, just let me know. But we'll spend a few minutes here. So, all right, lightly, just looking left to right. Again, the slower, the better. So you don't get a better stretch if you move that head quicker. You might actually pull something if you start moving your head back and forth too fast. So just gently. Make sure you're taking nice breaths between the movements. You might actually feel more range of motion as you do these. All right, now we're going to go up and down. So again, bring that chin towards your chest, upper chest, and then the back of your head to the top of your back. And as always, feel free to have some background music. Okay, if my voice gets really annoying, you can just mute me and just follow along. So. It's good after a tough workout. All right, now we're gonna do next circles. Okay, so gently, now we're gonna do the complete clockwise rotation of our neck. And when you're doing this one, a part of your head should be making contact with your shoulders, your chest, or your upper back, okay? All right, switch directions, counterclockwise. Gently rotate again. There's no trophy for whoever does it the fastest. We just want to motion. Okay. All right. One of, I guess, a premium movement, one that takes a little bit more attention is this next one. So we're going to sit on our left hand, keeping this shoulder fixed. We're going to bring our right hand over, grab that ear, and then just allow the weight of your arm to drop to the right side. And you should feel a nice stretch on that left side of your neck, connecting your shoulders to your head. So you always want to keep that hand under your legs, because if you remove it, you'll probably just start collapsing. And now that stretch becomes more of a torso stretch, not a neck stretch. So we want to keep our hand fixed. I'll switch. Any of these stretches that we're doing, if that body part is a little bit beat up or sore, you need more stretching there, I would repeat whatever stretch you're going to do 3 to 5 times, and then maybe 2 to 3 times throughout the day as well. So like, for instance, if you have neck issues, this little routine that we've gone through for over like the last 5 minutes, I would maybe do it again, like around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then maybe one last time right before bed. So yeah, you just don't want to do this for like 30 minutes nonstop, because then you might actually do more harm. So, ooh, okay, very good. Just kind of loosen up a little bit. Very good. If you have your water. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to be moving up to our shoulders and our upper back. Okay. So for this one, this is one for our upper back, which I like. So arms out, chin down, and then push your arms, your fist in front of you. And then relax, bring that head back up. Again, chin down, push up your arms forward. Relax. Down, push. Down, push. Good. One more. Whew. Awesome. Ursula, good morning. All right, so you'll notice that a lot of our stretches too will stimulate the same movement or range of motion of a lot of lifts that you can do at a gym with free weights or machines. The next one's going to stimulate a shoulder. Well, actually, let's do some lateral on dumbbell raises without the dumbbells, of course. So this one's just going to be your hands here. We're going to go up. Down. Okay. And my hands, my palms, as they're to my sides here, my palms are facing down. They're not forward or back, they're down. Okay. This will lightly warm up, stretch out your shoulders, your upper back. You're at this high point, you'll feel that upper back, tensing up a little bit. And then those muscles, your rhomboids, which is right behind your underarm, right behind those, that's where you're going to feel that stretch too. Okay, so now we're going to do shoulder press without the weights. Okay, so we're here and go up. And for some of you folks, if you haven't lifted in a while, this might actually feel like a workout. So, taking a lot of nods. And if you're with us on Monday, this movement up against the wall sucks. It's a good workout, but man, you don't need equipment for that workout. You just need to be disciplined to be stuck to a wall, and you'll get a solid movement out of this here. So do that long enough, you'll see that your shoulders, your back becomes a little bit sore. So we don't want to beat that up too much. So what I like doing when that becomes sore, to give it a little bit more rest, I'll usually try to stretch or work out a different muscle group. So what we're gonna do right now is just work on our triceps and our biceps a little bit, and then we'll go back to our shoulders and our back. This one's pretty easy. So our hands are facing the camera, and I'm just gonna drop them here. So this again would simulate almost a reverse dumbbell curl. So you have dumbbells here. Just do this as a workout as well. But again, you should feel, and I want full extensions too. Don't just stop here. Make sure you go all the way down until your arms can't go any further. And when you're at that very bottom position, you'll feel a nice stretch in your triceps as well. Very good. All right, now regular curls. So now palms are down here, but now they're facing the camera. So when they come up, the back of your hands are, and this one's going to be working more on your biceps. Does anyone still have their Christmas tree up? No?
Yes, I do, Melina.
Melina.
I'm gonna take it down on Saturday, but I put it up very late, so.
Oh, okay. Make it worthwhile. Let's say it's almost Valentine's Day and Easter. I know it's crazy. I think I saw a bunch of chocolate bunnies at Target the other day. I'm like, are you kidding me? So it's crazy. So, all right. So arms have a pretty nice movement now. So back to shoulders and back. So arms up here. Then we're going to separate. Carmen was doing these before I even mentioned it. Good job, Carmen. We'll let you run the class next week. So all the way back again. So remember, the first few, you might just go this far. And then after you've done a few, you might go a lot further. So just kind of stretch out those muscles a little bit more. And again, you might feel a pop here and there if you're really tight. And if you do, it's okay as long as there's no pain. Sometimes just our tendons are rubbing on the joints and they just need to loosen up a little bit. And so just gonna loosen up. Whew. Need more food conversations. For our classes used to be more like monkey see, monkey do, but we'd be talking about food all the time. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and continue with the shoulder. Okay, so we're gonna do one arm at a time. So we're gonna get our arm up here on this L shape. Then we're just gonna rotate that fist forward. So I only put my hand here because it just, mentally it helps me know that my arm isn't collapsing. Otherwise, sometimes I'll just finish down here and then just rotate. So just keeping my hand here. You don't have to, but it just, I guess, keeps me a little bit more disciplined, keeping that arm up. I tend to feel it or be more conscious of it if that arm does start to drop. Very good. Switch. Ooh, very good. So we did these drops. Now let's meet up top and then just go up to the side. Awesome. Okay, again, we're just working our way down. Hands up. Keep your glutes, your hips fixed, and then just lean to the right side. If you're leaning to the right side, you should feel that stretch on your left rib, left back. Just holding it. Reset. Switch. So, very good. All right, so we did several of our stretches now. We're gonna work on one for our back. We did this one on Monday. Again, arms are up. Imagine there's a big pole in front of you. You're gonna try to touch the top of the pole all the way towards the bottom without lifting your hips off the ground and come back. You're gonna be fully extended. Reach to that top of that pole and then reach, flip your arms straight all the way to the bottom, come back. We'll do 8 of these. Ooh. Righty. Very good. Okay. All right. This next one's mainly for our elbows, a little bit of tricep. These are door openers. We're gonna do one for our chest soon. And for that one, we're gonna need a, maybe a doorway or a tall shelf. That's gonna be for our chest, but we'll do that one after this one. So this is door openers. So again, elbow at your side, just keep that fist in and then out as far as you can. So before I forget, next week I have an in-person meeting at 9 that might go for a couple hours. So what I was thinking is instead of just giving you guys a recording, if it's okay with you guys, if we meet at 7 a.m., I know it's a little bit early, but we could knock that class out a couple hours earlier than usual. And if you can't make it, then I'll just post that recording in the class by the time 10 o'clock comes around, so you have a recording to view. But if that's okay with you guys, that's gonna be for next week. So I'll send a reminder. Yeah, so.
You're talking about Wednesday, right?
Yes,
Wednesday.
yes, just Wednesday. And I believe, let's bring that elbow in. And for Monday, I believe it's a holiday, so I don't think we meet this coming Monday. Right, Milena?
Correct. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. No class.
Second week of school, and we already holiday. I remember, is it February? There used to be like 2 back-to-back Mondays too. I think some schools now, instead of having back-to-back Mondays, are doing a Friday, and so it's a 4-day week now. Very good. Can you guys make it at 7? Show of hands this week. Oh, okay. Ella's like, no, I'm gonna be running a triathlon that morning. So, all right, Mariah, great. All right, yeah, as long as you have a good showing, that'd be awesome. So I don't want to switch up the schedule too much because I know you guys committed to 10 o'clock, but yeah, I appreciate you guys. So this next one, this one would work great. I have this top shelf here. So I'm gonna put my forearm resting on it. This is gonna need to stretch out our chest. So what I'm gonna do here is actually, I'm gonna come a little bit close to it. So I'm parallel, my chest is parallel, my arm. And now what I'm gonna do is rotate to my right. All right, Marianne, appreciate you. Now I'm just gonna rotate to my right. I'm gonna feel a stretch coming on here, okay? So you could do this one with the shelf. You could do it at a doorway. That's probably the best place to do it, at a doorway. Maybe at a corner, going into a hallway at your house. So we're just turning, and you're gonna feel a nice stretch coming along that inside part or the outside part of your chest. I usually do this one if I have a chest workout, my shoulders a little bit tight. Ooh. All right, so now we're gonna extend that arm. So just my hand is on that shelf. Then I'm gonna rotate. So you're gonna feel this one a little bit more on your arm. In that distal area, distal part of your shoulder. All right, very good. All right, now we're gonna switch. Right arm on that area. Elbow, forearm are lined up. And then again, slightly turn to the left.
This is good because I'm sore still from Monday.
Good. All right, now let's go ahead and do that hand resting on there again. All right, relax. We're about half an hour into the class. Let's take a little water break, bathroom break. We'll regroup in about 2 minutes. So if you need to refill your water, I drink a lot of water. You guys know I go to the bathroom all the time.
I read an article that drinking a lot of water is like good for your heart.
There are too many articles. Some say drink a lot of water, others say don't overflow the water. We never know which one is the right one.
Yeah, well, my friend just had her kidney removed. So I did look up a little bit about that. And it did say don't drink more than don't drink more than about 16 ounces per hour. That's how much your kidneys can handle.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah, don't drink more than 16
That's 2
ounces.
glasses of water, basically.
Yeah, or one water
Okay.
bottle.
Mhm.
It is more or less. It's not like an exact amount, but more or less. Don't
Yeah,
pound
it
it down.
depends on the individual.
Yeah.
Others say just don't drink unless you are thirsty, but some people are never thirsty, especially those that don't like water.
Talking about me, Carmen?
Always. We're talking about water.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's on long road trips I struggle because I usually long road trip days I'm so dehydrated, get out of my car with chapped lips. I need to be close to a bathroom every 2 hours or so. But anyways, so We just
I'm
did our,
taking electrolytes more, and
Yeah.
that holds me to go to the bathroom less frequently.
yeah, I should do that. Maybe little salt packets here and there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and transition down to our forearms. Okay, so just allow that forearm or that wrist to be past your knee, just resting on your leg. And we're just gonna push back on that hand. Again, if any of these stretches feels a little bit painful, then just avoid it and then just wait for the next one, okay? Just we'll give it a few pumps. So relax it and push back. Do you guys know if we're done with the storms or is there another round? Switch?
I think weekend.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
that's
weekend.
right. Yeah, I heard Saturday.
Saturday or
Good.
so.
Yeah. Greg's already having a fit about, the rain on the weekend.
Yeah.
It's already, oh, it's gonna rain. I love the rain.
Oh yeah. I like it too, but like for this Saturday, I'm not too excited about it because my wife committed to dog sit and I love dogs, but this dog doesn't like me and it just barks every time he sees me. So I feel like I'm gonna be pretty much
Inside.
one corner of the house this whole weekend. So this dog
Are you afraid of the dog? Are you
No.
afraid?
not at all. It's me and well now hopefully he likes the baby because I thought it was just because I was the other male in the area and he could smell me, I don't know. But yeah, he doesn't like me. I was like, I haven't done anything to you. I give you your snacks and I walk you and so like now I'm just like, okay, so I might find something to do. So let's work on the tendons on our hands. So this one we're just gonna bring each finger to the center of our palm individually. I'm kind of nervous for this Friday night. I'm trying to watch what I eat and my buddy, he's planning out his mom's 70th birthday on somewhere in the summer. But anyways, he wants to go to this night market that has a ton of greasy, delicious food. And he wants to go pick a vendor for, this party. So yeah, so he needs me to go because he doesn't speak English Spanish, and let's switch hands. And I think he wants kind of like the street corn and other type of like items. And so yeah, so I gotta go and help him out. And so we'll see. But I'm gonna try my my strongest will not to give in to a cup of corn, cheese, mayo, hot sauce. So when you say it out loud, it doesn't sound that great, but then when you're biting into it, it's so good. Oh, and butter, of course. Can't forget the butter. Let's go ahead and just spread out our fingers. So we're stretching out the tendons within our fingers. So just little tendons that are between each finger. So this is working. Let's switch hands.
Just don't punish yourself. Just eat everything you need to eat, and then the next week just go slow on it. That's why to
You're bulking
restrict yourself.
anyway.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm leaning. I found out I'm leaning.
Or are
Out.
you leaning now?
Yeah. So I found out. Yeah.
Now you're bulking.
Yeah. Me too. And then I reported to my nutrition coach, And you know, I gave him my numbers and he's like, all right, good. Like it looks like you're leaning out at a healthy weight. And I was like, hey dude, did you see my Saturday numbers? I gained 5 pounds alone on Saturday. Then he was like, yeah, but that was like your type of cheat day and you went for a cardio run after and you know, you bounced back. So I'm like, please do not
Bounce
tell
back.
yeah. I was almost like, please don't tell me that's okay because I'm about to do that every Saturday now. So
That's
yeah.
okay, as long
I
as you
know.
go
One day
once
it's
a
okay.
week.
I was like, do not tell me that having that is good for me. So let's make a fist, then open up. So yeah.
You're
But,
not deprived of the goodness of the world.
oh, I know. Trust me, Carmen. I love food. But yeah, I think I've had these aspirations of getting this physique and working out for this
The
specific.
bodybuilder,
Oh, yeah, something like that, but not like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, more like who? See, like Arnold's huge. I'm talking more like, like Batman. More like Batman. Makes sense. Or Robin, you know, Robin's a little bit smaller than Batman. So, yeah. So, all right. So we're done kind of with this upper body part here. So we're going to go ahead and transition to our lower body a little bit more. So let's go ahead. If you have a backrest on your chair, I want you to hold on to it and then just kind of hold a little bit. If you don't, just whatever grip you have around your area, just try to rotate. All right, let's switch. Relax. Very good. We're going to transition to our performance stretch. The right heel on your left knee. So again, for this one, you might want to sit closer to the edge of your chair. Might be a little bit more comfortable. Yeah, so we're planning on baptizing Julian next month. So we're gonna do a little baptism, you know, first birthday little party. And you know, we're just trying to budget and trying to get a little extra cash. So my wife and I started doing DoorDash over the weekend. And you know, I've done Uber and Lyft a long time, and it's one thing, you know, if you guys have ever taken one of those rides or are aware of that business, Uber and Lyft, you know, it's kind of, you know, not the most comfortable feeling to have a stranger sit behind you, and you know, they could be, most people are nice and mean well, but you never know. And with that, I think when I was doing that, I did over 5,000 rides because I did it for a few years. So like now it's, I don't have people, but I have food, and this food smells great. So the weekend I'm driving around and I'm like, oh my gosh, let's push down that knee. I'm like, we need to come back. And you know, we're driving around different restaurants and restaurants I've never seen, but looks delicious. So like now we're, she was making a list on Yelp of restaurants that we want to try out. But yeah, so we started doing that. But yeah, we don't want to do it too much. Before I used to do Uber and Lyft for about 6 to 10 hours straight sometimes. With DoorDash, might do it for like 2 or 3 hours and then head home. So, bring that knee up.
What about your gas?
Yeah, so when I used to do my taxes, it actually would help me out. You know, I think at some point when I did Lyft and Uber, I was getting back doing my taxes. I forget how I have my taxes set up, but I haven't changed them. But when I used to do it, I used to get back maybe like $500 or something.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, there was that,
Right.
right, because there's wear and tear on your car. mileage, all of that stuff. The Switch. And then when I stopped doing it, I ended up paying like 3,000. So yeah, so it definitely, helps out a little bit. But yeah, the gas, and right now it works out because gas is a little bit cheaper right now, but about 8 months ago, yeah, exactly, like cheaper to like compared to a few months ago. Oh man, I almost cried when I saw one day when I filled up and it took me $95 to fill up my tank when it's usually like 50 or 55. So it's not that bad. So yeah, so we took advantage the other night where it was pouring at night because no one wants to go out and order and get their food. So, I make sure. So yeah, so we did it together too, which is nice because, if you're doing that by yourself, you got to park your car, you got to take the food and stuff. And us together, I stay in the car, she does, and then one of us drops the food off, and it's a lot quicker.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Yeah,
That's so nice. What kind of car do you have?
I have a GMC Terrain, so like the small SUV.
That's great. That's a nice thing to do together because you can chat and you
Oh,
can have
yeah.
the baby with you. That's nice.
So I give her a hard time because she chats a lot more when we're doing this. I'm like, I didn't know you talk this much. But let's bring that knee up. But yeah, so we do get to spend some time together because I'm out and about most of the day. She's in the office until 5 p.m. And then fortunately we have my mom, to look after Julian. And we'll bring my mom back one of her favorite coffees or something. I don't know if you guys have had Tierra Mia Cafe. So it's a Hispanic, like Starbucks. They have a lot of, they have like an horchata frappuccino. They have like the Mexican hot chocolate frappuccino, different combinations like that. So hopefully, so again, piriformis stretch is good for sciatic nerves, hamstrings. So we're gonna continue down with the lower body. Okay. So
I didn't know Mexican were big on coffee beans or
yeah.
coffee producing. That's
Oh,
news
well,
to me.
I'm not sure about producing, but the flavors that they have like a, almost like Mexican, Central American like spin on it. The horchata frap, coffee's supposed to wake you up with the caffeine, but the horchata frap always puts me to sleep. So I don't know what they put in that. It's really good. But yeah, so we used to drive maybe 20, 30 minutes to one of those back in my old town of Pico Rivera, the Switch. And then I just noticed that they opened one about half a mile from Long Beach City College, where I work at too in person. So yeah, so my mom's in luck. Or she has to go for more walks, having more frappuccinos. But yeah, no, it's nice to spend a few hours, just her and I, just kind of do that. And worst case scenario, we could probably even take the baby with us, because there's one of us in the car the whole time, but we try not to resort to that. But yeah, it's just something we might try to do maybe a couple hours throughout the week.
When's his birthday?
February 27th.
I didn't forget.
Wow.
Who's that?
Remembered.
Oh, she is? Really?
That's
That's
yeah,
awesome.
actually, that's my stepson's birthday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
Very-
I remember that, but I remembered because he was born on that day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So let's go
I
ahead.
was about to ask, 1 year, big, he'll
Yeah.
be a year. Wow,
And I remember that week so vividly, or that weekend.
it's early.
Got there on a Saturday night. We took those classes, what to prepare for and how to prepare for things, and getting warned that the hospital wasn't gonna have food for me. And so I remember going to Chipotle and ordering like 3 burritos for myself for the next couple of days. And of course, the hospital had food for me, but it got old after like the second or third day. And But yeah, but I remember, you know, my wife was gonna take 4 or 5 months off after, and she gave me a hard time for requesting 3 days off after. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "You're taking 4 months. You just want 3 days."
You needed that.
So yeah, so we baby was born on a Sunday, and I think I was back to teaching on Wednesday. So, but yeah, that was fun. So yeah, so we're switching. So again, right leg is forward, torso is forward, upright, and that left leg. So as much as a 90-degree angle right here with our legs. So yes, I think, you know, we're thinking of having this taco lady who we've seen. We probably worked with her or recommended her at least 8 different times. But over the last, you know, few events, we've noticed that the quality of the meat has gone downhill a little bit, and it's gotten more expensive. So we might not go with her this time around. And let's go ahead and do some heel raises. So we're gonna go here, and just drop the heels up. So my mom volunteered to make pupusas. So I don't know if you guys have ever had pupusas, but my mom makes the best pupusas. And of course, I'm being biased, but yeah, she's gonna make some, and yeah, so we're looking forward to that. But we need another dish to complement that. So yeah, I'm excited for it. You guys don't know what pupusas are? It's pretty much like imagine a flour tortilla, like a homemade flour tortilla. I'm sure you've gone to some restaurants that have them sometimes. And then heels up, heels down, now toes up. We're working on that anterior tibialis, so that shin muscle right in front of our legs. So yeah, so these these tortillas, you know, you stuff them with, you know, different fillings. Usually it's like a mix of like beans, cheese, and like chorizo or a type of meat. And then of course there's different toppings. So we're having that. What is that? Is that? Jan, you've had pupusas? I saw your head going up and down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, very good. So we're gonna go ahead and do our ABCs. Okay, so again, you're just pretty much tracing the letters of the alphabet with your ankles. Once you've done the whole alphabet, let's switch. And this is one that I do before I even get out of bed almost every morning. So like I said, my Achilles I've had injuries, pretty bad injuries with them. So I usually try to spend a little bit more time waking myself up by doing these. All right. One piece of equipment that I didn't forget that we will be using for this class. If you have a small golf ball, I know that's a random item. If you have a golf ball, if you have a tennis ball, if you don't have any of those, canned good, a water bottle that's solid, go ahead and grab an item like that. It doesn't have to be either of those. It's just something that's gonna roll on the ground for a little bit, and that's gonna be a little bit firm. Okay, so if you could grab something like that on a golf ball here. I don't know where this came from, but on a golf ball. But like I said, a water bottle work too. So, all right, so you see that little neon ball. So all I'm gonna do is just kind of roll back and forward. If you have a water bottle, you know, the only motion or a canned good, it's just gonna be back and forth. But if you have a small ball, you could probably go little circles. Okay, so what we're doing is just kind of activating tendons and the muscles underneath our foot, our arches. If you deal with arch pain or plantar fasciitis, this is something that you should probably be doing every day. Just try to make contact with every little part of the bottom of your foot. And if you happen to work at home or from a desk often, I would almost recommend keeping one of these balls underneath your desk. So, you know, just kind of rotate back and forth. Especially if you walk around barefoot, or if you like walking around in high heel shoes, you know, this is something that's gonna be therapy for that. Let's find a spot where it's a little bit tender and push down right there. Very good. All right, let's switch arches or foot. You can start with my right, now my left foot. Now, another thing I would recommend too is everyone has different insurances, but if your insurance happens to cover a massage here and there, definitely take it. One of my clients had no idea that she had this type of insurance. She had some type of pain that almost like tennis elbow pain. I told her to go get checked out, and yeah, she called her insurance, and yeah, told them below, like, you know, she had one of those insurances where she just needs to look at it, see a doctor, and she'll get a massage prescribed. So if you have something like that, I would definitely, even if you don't have any pain, it's just good for someone to, you know, type of deep tissue massage or manual therapy on you. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and grab that umbrella, that broom, whatever type of rod you have around you. Foam roller. That's actually what I'm going to grab right now. All right. Okay. So, for another class session, we could also, if you guys have a foam roller, we could spend some minutes on the foam roller as well. Okay. So if you have your pole, your broom, you can just go here. We're gonna go left to right. Make sure those arms are completely extended from whatever item it is you're holding. Let's go left, a little bit higher, just focus on that left side. You pretty much want that left hand to just be resting on your item. And with your right hand, you want to be pushing more, okay? So you don't really want to consciously be moving that left hand. It's almost just being forced and pushed by that other hand. Okay, let's go about 30 degrees forward, slightly forward. $60 degrees forward. My first pop. 90 degrees, so right in front of you. Okay, so that hand should be right in front of you. All right, let's switch. So actually, same hand. So now we're going back. So that left hand is coming back. All right, now we're gonna go with that right hand, okay? So now that left hand, pushing that right hand up. Okay, this is another one you can do on your own throughout the day if you happen to notice your shoulders getting sore or tight. It's a way to give it range of motion. Or if that one arm doesn't kind of go as high as your other arm, this is a good way to stretch that out. 30 degrees forward. Sixty. Ninety. Go back. All right, very good. Let's go up over our head. Go back. YMCA over here. Very good. All right, we're gonna go behind the back. Okay. This one, we're gonna go up and down. You're pretty much flexing your elbows. That item, that bar is going up, down your back. Remember, I don't want any of these to be painful, so it's in your body. All right, and this last one we're gonna do here is just bringing it back. Awesome, cool. All right, so that's pretty much your shoulder complex with the bar. So, all right, do me a favor, grab your yoga mat. Kind of 18 and session, but you still have some items on the floor. Okay? So some of my favorite ones are done on the floor. You got book openers. So you got cat cow, which we'll go over as well. All right, so we're gonna start with cat cow. So you're taking your floors. For this one, just little cues. Make sure your wrists are right below your shoulders. Okay, we don't want your wrists way up front or here, right below your shoulders. Knees right below your hips. Okay, so we're gonna inhale. Then you inhale, arch up. You exhale, belly button towards the floor. Okay, and you always want to keep your head looking down. Okay, don't be turning to the screen. While moving your head, you want to protect that neck. Okay, so all right. So from here until we're done, just look down. Inhale, arch up. Exhale, arch down. Let's do 8 of these. So 8 up, down, Good. Awesome. This next one, again, if you're new to the class, and you want to observe first before you start, you can. What we're going to do here is we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna bring our glutes back. Once we're here, you're gonna reach with your hands forward. Once you can't reach anymore, you're gonna drop your elbows and just bring your head down. Okay. We're gonna hold for about 30 seconds. Okay. So again, from here, glutes back to your heels. Crawl forward with your hands without moving your hips. Drop your elbows and drop your head. Holding for 30 seconds. Right, reset. Okay, so our next one, we're gonna do again, just those little cues, just pay attention. Tight wrists below your shoulders. Okay, and then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move our hands, shift them off. So I have my yoga mat here. So now that I shifted to my right, my hands are to the right side of the yoga mat. So my hands are on the floor pretty much. Now I'm gonna arch up first, and I'm gonna bring my glutes towards my heels again and rest my head. So now I'm gonna feel this stretch on my left rib, my left back. Again, we're holding for 30 seconds. And reset. Okay, so again, now we're gonna go on the left side of the yoga mat. Arch up. You always want to arch up, and then you drop down. All right, reset. Okay. Awesome. Almost done. We have one more. Okay, so the last one that we're gonna do is gonna be our book openers. Okay, so this one I do like. Again, this is, and I've mentioned it before, but I mentioned it because this was one of the main exercises or stretches that a doctor of physical therapy would prescribe to folks that had back issues or recovering from having back injury. Okay, so bring your legs tucked in a little bit. We don't want to be too high, just tucked in. Okay, we're still kind of on a straight line from our heels to our head. My left hand is on the floor. Gonna stack my right hand on it, and I'm just gonna follow my hand with my eyes all the way back behind me, and then bring it back. So each of these should take about 10 seconds. Okay, it's a very slow movement. Okay, so on the first few, might getting that stretch. And after a few of them, you might be able to reach the floor behind you. And again, you see that my legs aren't moving. Okay, they remain the same. So I'm just watching my hand with my eyes, make sure my knees don't rotate. You guys are breathing comfortably. I'm gonna do 3 more. And this is a very slow one, very calm, relaxed movement. If you deal with back pain, I would just do the little circuit we just did, the cat-cow, bringing the glutes to the heels. If you don't have too much time to do all of those, then I would just get on the floor and do this one. Like I said, you do want to take your time though. This is fun, you don't want to do too fast. Very good. All right, let's switch sides. So now we're gonna lay on our right side. Just gonna check this chat real quick. Sorry, she wrote something a while ago. Right hand is down, tuck in those knees a little bit, stack those hands, and begin. Yeah, 4 more. Last one here. Whew. Just from where we are, there is one more I do want to try. Sorry, I know I always say this is our last one, then I always ask. So this is just, since we're already in this position, this is going to be for our inside hip flexors, a little bit of our hamstring. So all we're going to do is for kneeling here, I'm going to bring my right leg to my side. Then I'm just going to lean forward and keep my hands here. You should feel the stretch on that inner thigh. Just gonna hold this for about 25 seconds. And if you have your heel kind of resting, your foot kind of, your toes resting on the mat, you rotate your heel up and down. You can feel how that switches the stretch a little bit. So by doing that, it feels a little bit better in a certain part of your leg. Just kind of find that angle with your toes. Switch. Nice. Put it here. That leg off to the side, lean forward. I clear on this side. I feel it a little bit more if my toes are pointing towards the ceiling. Right. Very good. Good job, ladies. Good job, folks. Guys. We have a few gentlemen in here this time around. Love seeing more guys in here too. I think I average 1 or 2 guys per year in this class. So it's mainly the ladies, but I appreciate you guys being here. Anyways, how are you
I
guys
look
feeling?
forward to this Wednesday after the Monday killer.
Yeah, feels good. Great. Yeah, and remember, I'll end the recording. Actually, end the recording right now. I'll post this up, but